Pittsburgh is looking for a new police chief now that Chief Scott Schubert is retiring in July. KDKA investigator Andy Sheehan looking back on Schubert's career and what Mayor Gainey is looking for in the city's next chief of police. Andy.
Well, as chief of police, Scott Schubert had a difficult balancing act, keeping the public safe while trying to satisfy calls for police reform.
After nearly 30 years of service to the residents of Pittsburgh, Chief Scott Schubert has decided to retire.
It's been a long road. A career police officer, Scott Schubert worked his way through the ranks, ascending from patrol officer to becoming chief of police in February 2017. Schubert soon plunged into a firestorm of protest and calls for police reform.
Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up!
As chief, he instituted many of the changes Mayor Gainey is now calling for. Implicit bias training, de-escalation techniques, more cops walking the beat. But he also had to balance calls for change with support for his rank and file. And many officers privately grumbled when he took a knee during this Black Lives Matter protest.
I think this is a time now where we can come together and try to do the right things and make the right changes.
Since Gainey became mayor, there have been major questions as to whether Schubert would stay on. And those hopes may have already been dashed with the tasing death of Jim Rogers. Although Schubert recommended the firing of 5 officers, Gainey's transition team recommended finding a new chief. Though Gainey said he did not pressure Schubert to step down.
No, I didn't. It was his decision to retire, and we respect that.
Schubert will stay on as chief until July 1st, when he will be succeeded in an acting capacity by Assistant Chief Thomas Stangrecki. In the meantime, Gainey is appointing a panel made up of community members and public safety officials to conduct a national search and make recommendations within 6 months.
Our process will be centering around the voices of community members. In this important decision for the future of our police force in our city, it is critical in the work to help build strong police-community relations.
And what qualities will the new chief need to effect the changes that Mayor Gainey wants? I'll have that coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, reporting live at police headquarters, Andy Sheehan, KDKA News.